NASCAR on FX is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck.
Frank Kimmel, Ricky Craven, Rick Mast, Hermie Sadler, and Randy Renfro have pitted, and Matt Kenseth is still in the pits. Craven back in to remove the adjustment wrench, and they'll put some tires on while he's there. But Matt Kenseth has not left pit road. Dick Berggren.
Well, there are all kinds of things going on here with Matt Kenseth's car, and they're basically blaming the contact he had earlier in the race with Steve Park for the problems that they are experiencing. They've got brake line problems right now. They're feeding on the exhaust system on the left side of the car. And Darrell had a good look at the passenger side of the car, which we did not here in pit road. They were working on a lot of stuff under there. They've lost several laps and the opportunity to win this race as a result.
I don't know what was going on up under the car, Larry. It was hard to tell. They looked like they were working on a number of things. They had a pry bar as if they were trying to realign the rear end housing, like maybe they thought when they hung into somebody it moved the housing, and that they ran into a problem in the process.
Yeah, he's going to go 2 laps down, and boy, third in the points. That's going to be hard to make up here.
Hermie Sadler comes back in the pits. They had the hood up. They're lifting it again. Rick Mast and the Richmond-based Junie Donlavey, number 90, back in, and so is Randy Renfro.
And just to make you understand about the 3 guys at the front, Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton, that did not pit. We had a caution last night on lap 30. Those guys were on pit road when the caution came out at lap 60. 30 laps later for rain, those guys, along with Frank Kimmel, who has recently pitted here today, they elected to stay out and gain that track position. So they have 30 laps on their tires.
And Michael, as he heard you say last night, some people did, he ran the Busch race on Friday night, and he went over 100 laps on his tires, so he felt like tires was not an issue. So I think that was a good call.
And I think as long as we only have the 1 groove, I believe I'd rather have that track position, especially single file. I mean, the leader's going to take the green flag. The 43rd place car is going to be going into turn 3. And here it's 71 laps. All 43 starters are still running. Randy Renfro's back on the racetrack. He brought the first caution out when his car stalled on the backstretch at lap 30, but all the cars are out there running.
Now NASCAR has closed pit road so that the pace car can pick up its speed and allow the drivers to get a little more heat in all the operating systems and the tires. Usually it's 45 miles an hour. They picked it up, you see there, to 65 on Dale Jarrett's Fox tracks, and in 3 laps we'll go racing.
Well, even though they allowed the teams to warm the engines up this morning, they would not allow them to jack the cars up. And normally on race morning, while we're warming the engines up, we'll jack the rear end up and run the transmission and the gear. So these things have been laying there cold, you know, for 14 hours in these cold temperatures. Can make a big difference if you don't get heat in them.
One of the things I always worry about as a driver is that we said these cars were hot, the brakes were really hot. You pull them down here with the moisture, the rain and everything, and cover them up. You can have a brake problem because you get moisture in your brake fluid. You can have a lot of problems because all those hot pieces sweat. Once you cover that car up and the temperatures drop, they sweat and it gets liquid in your fluids. So I'd be a little concerned about that. I mean, you've had 14 hours to think about a lot of things that, you know, you could worry about. Bottom line is probably won't be a problem anyway. What's that old saying about 80% of what you worry about never happens? So I don't know. I heard that on the History Channel. No, Discovery Channel. No, I think it may have been the Food Channel.
Did you know it's the Weather Channel's 20th birthday?
Happy birthday, Weather Channel.
All right, 2 laps we're going to go racing. Got to wish my son Scott happy birthday. He's 3.
Happy birthday for him.
So one of several parties that will be missed on Lake Norman this afternoon.
And my buddy Rooster.
I wish I could be there.
My buddy Rooster. He didn't have FX in his room last night. Guess what he did?
Got us
1-800-FX. He wanted it in that room today.
Did he get it?
I don't know. I hadn't heard from him yet.
We'll send him a tape.
That's what Stevie said. Kenseth's back on the pit road.
Coming to 1. We're on 1 to go right now, guys.
Now Kenseth had to come back to pit road because he pitted before pit road was open. So this will just have the effect of putting him to the end of the longest line.
Look, guys, I know it's
a new day.
It's a new day. It's sunny. The sun is shining, and I don't know about you guys, but I know there's about 100,000 people out here that are ready for us to go boogity, boogity, boogity. One more time. back of that 88. He wants to make a run on him.
And Jimmy Spencer got Ward Burton for 6th going into turn 1, and Burton's trying to get him back at 3.
Boy, Spencer drove that thing down in there, and it washed up. Ward Burton's going to get the position away. You can definitely overdrive the entrance to these corners.
Now, if you wasn't racing, you'd go out and you'd run a few slow laps, you know, get up to speed. But here, you got to go right now. And there goes Mikey right by the 88.
And I tell you, Jimmy Spencer in the 41, he's almost made 2 positions in that second groove through 1 and 2, Darrell. Let's see what he does down here 3 and 4.
DJ is not very good right now, and that's going to hold him up, and that's really going to cost him. Ward Burton wants to make it 3 wide going down into turn 1, and please don't do that.
3 wide will work down the front straightaway. It will not work getting into turn 1.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, it's just like you flip a switch and it's right back where we were last night, just in a 1 lap.
Everything but the light switch.
That's it.
And I believe definitely Jimmy Spencer's car will work right there in the second group, but DJ in the 88 car, UPS car, is holding him up. They're going to be 3 wide here with Ward Burton getting into turn 1. Somebody's got to give, boys.
And DJ did. And Ward scoots through underneath Spencer and starts marching back to the front where he spent the first 60 laps last night.
Well, you know, Friday night, Spencer had a great Busch car here. And, whoa.
Jeff Green gets in the back of the 2 car, Rusty Wallace.
If you're not going to go, get out of the way. This ain't no time to be holding anybody up.
Well, Jeff had to go or Ward Burton was going to get him.
And, you know, let's go back to the Busch race Friday night. Jimmy Spencer, one of those guys that won that race, he was probably the only Busch car that could go in that second groove.
Actually, he had a Busch car that could run in any groove, and it looks like he's got a good car today.
Yeah, that James Finch car could have run around the parking lot and won that race Friday night.
And the thing about those guys now, they did all their practicing in the daylight, in the sunlight. The Busch guys did. So this is probably working really good for Spence.
Now they have Rusty Wallace in the 2 car. They have him kicked up to the high side. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Jeff Burton in the 99. They're going to take the position away from him.
Jeff Green for 2nd. Another driver who ran the Busch race, Darrell, and practiced his Busch car in the daytime. And Green moves up to 2nd. Ward Burton now 3rd. Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Spencer, Sterling Marlin.
The guys are a whole lot more aggressive today than they were last night. I mean, they know they got a whole race to run now. Last night they were just trying to race the rain. Everybody's kind of getting after it right now. There's a lot of beating and banging going on back here, a little pushing and shoving.
I think when we started that race last night, there were some drivers that were concerned, was the track even ready to race on? Was it completely dry?
And something else I'm going to tell you. You may not believe us or not, but you can see better. I know we got great lighting, but it gives you a deception. There's a deceptive look to the track when it's under lights. You can see better. Now you know where you want to go. You can see that outside groove if it looks like you can get up there and go in it.
Darrell, about 10 laps, and Ward Burton's going to be leading this race again.
Well, he was bad to the bone last night. And he's back after it again today. And he's got tires. He's set to go. He's looking good for the long haul. He just needs to be patient.
There's a battle right here for 7th. Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon, and Ricky Rudd's going to follow Jeff Burton through as well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, he's wanting to follow him through. We got a battle for the leads up here, guys. Jeff Green in that 30 car, pulling Ward Burton in the 22 by Bobby Hamilton in the 55.
Remember, Hamilton did not stop for tires under the caution. Green and Burton did.
Good laps right there. You're about a 3rd place car.
Boy, Michael's got a problem. I think he's got a tire down. He just dropped off the pace down the back. Right rear tire.
I got a flat tire.
Heard him tell him he thought he had a flat tire.
Another of the 4 cars that did
not stop. He looks like he's got a right rear flat.
Oh man, and he can't get out, and it's going to cause a heck. People going everywhere back there.
Boy, they are bottlenecking up behind him and getting into turn 3. He's going to make it to pit road.
Yeah, Elliott, oh boy, that's his Nerf bar out from under his rear bumper. It's a little small piece of tubing, but that could come off and be dangerous.
It's what support that goes behind the rear bumper.
It actually goes up in behind the rear bumper.
Show you again here, Michael Waltrip trying to control a car with a flat tire.
Well, he goes down into turn 1 there. I saw him, and he gets all of a sudden, he goes loose on him, and he chases it up the hill. Right there, I think he figures he just got up out of the groove, but he had a flat right rear tire.
And everything jams up behind him.
Big time.
And Bill Elliott's going to have to come to pit road.
Yeah, as bad as I hate to say it, they need to get that car in, because that piece of metal I think it probably flew off.
Caution is on the speedway. The debris, it's probably, you can see it. We know what the debris is. But that's quite a break for Bill Elliott, especially with nobody getting into it, because now he can pit under caution, or he probably won't even have to pit.
I don't know why they bring him in now.
But what a bad break for Michael Waltrip, because he's actually going to go 2 laps down.
Here's a look at it.
There's a look at it, and everybody's looking at it. Several cars run over it. It's not very big, Larry. What is that, about a 3/4 inch piece of pipe that they put up in the rear bumper?
It's just something to give the rear bumper a little bit of support as somebody's beating and banging on it. Of course, the rear bumper is made out of a fiberglass or a hard plastic.
There it is. Bam.
See the 44 car ran over.
Boy.
Look at there, right over the windshield of the 31 car, Robbie Gordon. Remember, these are plastic Lexan windshields, so you don't have to worry about it cracking the windshield. I don't know if he was going to pit here. I would have to believe Dale Jarrett might come to pit road. He restarted this race leading. He fell back to 20th. He's on pit road along with Jeremy Mayfield, Steve Park, Mike Skinner, Jerry Nadeau, Bill Elliott, Steve Grissom. A lot of the cars at the back of the pack coming to pit road.
Yeah, Kenny Schrader, Elliott Sadler, Robbie Gordon's in, Ricky Craven, Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek, Stacy Compton, and Hermie Sadler. Dick?
Now Dale Jarrett's going to take 4 tires on, throw 2 cans of gas in the thing. A minor chassis adjustment to the automobile. Car is much better now than it had been at the start of the race last night, which seems like an eternity ago.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that were here last night that don't know that we didn't race last night. I think it's just a long race.
The 24 Hours of Richmond continues on FX after this.